After 2 months and over 30 games played here in the Alaska Baseball League, we have reached almost the end. For the third year in a row, a trilogy between the two teams. It's the Anchorage Bucs and the Matsu Miners at the top of the World Series. Both teams have gotten one championship in the past 2 years. Who will be the one to get 2 and 3? I'm Jake Sloan alongside Ren Grimsley. And Ren, it seems like over these past couple of weeks, these two teams have been on a crash course to meet for the championship.
Yeah, the Miners have been pretty much at the top for a lot of the season. It was them and the Oilers who were sitting up there for a main part of this 2 months, and a lot of that due to the Miners' incredible pitching staff. They currently boast the best ERA in the Alaskan Baseball League to finish things out. And the Bucs can't say the same. They started out 1-4, and there was a bit of a question mark as to how this season was going to go. But pretty much after that trip to Kenai in about the midpoint of June, the Bucs got on a hot tear. They got a few additions that have been absolutely crucial, and things have been going well, and they fought and they worked their way to earn a spot here in the top of the World Series.
Winners in 6 of their last 8. These two teams have faced off 10 times this season and are all knotted up at 5 wins apiece. But the biggest stat for the Bucs is that they are 4-1 at this field. The only game that they lost was the last one that they played here on July 30th, 2 days ago, where the Miners came away with the 9-5 victory to secure home field advantage for the second consecutive year. But the Bucs may not be too mad at that based off of the recent success they've had here at Herman Brothers Field.
Yeah, they're 4-1. A couple of really close games. They've shut them out here twice as well, including a 1-0 victory and then a 6-0 victory in their first matchup here. So things have been going well for the Bucs. That last game just got a little bit away from them, but they are amped and ready to go.
So just a couple minutes away from first pitch, we'll get you started here with our starting lineups.
Starting with the other team, the Miners. Leading off, it's going to be, well, the lineup is pretty much the same as the other day, just a couple of guys moved around. Leading off is going to be Jackson Babcock in right field. Batting second, Will Godfrey at third base. Batting third, Austin Park at shortstop. Fourth is going to be Canyon Millar at first base. Fifth, Alex Pearson, the designated hitter. Fifth, Will Millard in left field. Batting seventh, Declan Spooner, the catcher. Batting eighth, Diesel Toth at second base. Batting ninth, Cash Millar in center field. And on the mound is a man who the Bucs have seen once before, Kyle Chase.
Yeah, Chase threw 5 innings, only gave up 1 run on July 25th. But the downside for him is that his offense didn't get any runs on the scoreboard, so it was his only loss of the season. He's 4-1 in 6 appearances, 5 starts. Has a 2.33 ERA through 27 innings with 28 strikeouts. This is what the Miners would consider as their ace and has been a big reason why they are so successful in the terms of ERA. They've, like you said, led the ABL for virtually the entire season. It's a big reason why they're here, as is this man. So we will come back with a lineup for the Bucs after the national anthem, which will play in just a few moments.
Performed by Andrea and Susie from the State Fair.
So now we will take a look at the Anchorage Bucs, who were the 2 seed in their starting lineup.
Yeah, leading off, it's going to be Miles Keogh at second base. Batting second, Finn Leach at shortstop. Third, Hank Smith at first base. Batting cleanup, Ty Denton. He'll be designated hitter today. Batting fifth, Ryan Dara in center field. Sixth, Camden Lanphier in left field. Batting seventh, Hayden Miller at third base. Eighth is going to be Drew Raymond in right field. And batting ninth, Joe Forbes at catcher. And on the mound is a man who has seen success against the Miners, Taylor Tracy.
Tracy is one of the best dual threats that the Bucs have to offer in the batter's box. He's hitting .270, but we will see him on the mound today where, like you said, he's faced off against the Miners before. He earned a save in a 2-0 victory where he pitched 4 scoreless innings on July 10th and then came in game 2 of the doubleheader, pitched 3 innings, only allowed 1 run off of 3 hits. And for his season stats, has just a 1.37 ERA through 19 2/3 innings, has struck out 19 batters while only walking 9, and has allowed just 3 runs, all of those earned off of 18 hits. So this is one of the guys that Kurt Schreider trusts the most and wants to try to set the tone for Game 1 of the ABL Championship.
Yeah, and if you look at his split stats in the month, he had 1 appearance in June, gave up 1 run in 3 innings, so a 3 ERA, but then in July, his other 4 appearances has a 1.08 ERA, and he has only pitched in games where the Bucs ended up winning.
He's a winner at heart, and that's what the Bucs are hoping to continue here. As the Miners wearing their green uniforms with the American flag lettering, their white pants, their home uniform, the Bucs with their camo jerseys and gray road pants. It'll be Miles Keogh to lead things off. Game 1 of the ABL Championship is just a moment from being underway. These two teams are quite familiar with each other. They've been the final 2 standing for 3 years in a row now. The Bucs got the better of the Miners in 2024. Last year, it was the Miners who came all the way back in the biggest comeback in the ABL Championship history. As Miles Keogh fouls one straight back at us. If that fence wasn't there, Ren, I would have been very worried for you.
I would certainly not live to tell the tale, and you'd have to go on without me.
Luckily, we won't have to. So 1-1 count to the leadoff man, Keogh, who fouls one straight back again. This one goes over our heads for strike 2.
And a lot of these guys have played in tournaments in their respective college divisions and championships and whatnot. This one pretty big. I mean, they've spent the past 2 months, essentially their life has been the Bucs. And now they're coming in to hopefully bring a title back to Anchorage.
1-2, a fastball outside to even the count up at 2 balls and 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Keogh, who went 1 for 5 2 days ago against the Bucs as the leadoff man. He singled and had a pair of strikeouts. Breaking ball from Kyle Chase, just a bit high, and the count has run full to the leadoff man. Here comes the payoff pitch from Chase. It's hit into left field, and Miles Keogh starts things off strong with a leadoff single to give the Bucs their first base runner of the game.
It's a great way to set the tone for this game. Just going out there and doing something simple like putting a ball in between third and short into left field and heading to first base. You don't need heroes in this game or any of the games this series, just need guys to do what they do best.
Now up to the plate will be Finn Leach, the arguably hottest hitter on this team. And what a game he had 2 days ago. A single, a double, 2 walks, and a 2-run homer as he takes strike 1.
That 2-run homer coming in his last at bat in the 9th inning, where the Bucs were unfortunately down by 6 runs. So it would take a lot, also with 2 outs, it would take a lot to come back. They just weren't able to in that game, but they looked hot there towards the end.
Leach has 5 extra base hits in his last 4 games. Is second in the ABL in RBIs with, actually he has taken over Brooks Hasencleaver. He has 28 now. Hasencleaver was in a big lead for quite some time, but because of the extra games Leach has been able to play, he's taken the lead as he slaps one into shallow center field. But Cash Millar is there to make the grab for the first out of this game. That'll be Hank Smith up to bat, batting in the 3-hole like he's done virtually the entire time he's been in Alaska. This top 4 has been solidified for quite some time and a big reason why the Bucs won 6 of the last 8 games of the regular season.
Yeah, we were talking this morning, and something I had forgotten was that he got here at 1 a.m. in June and then had to immediately get on a bus, and that's when we took the trip to Kenai to face the Peninsula Oilers. So he had an unusual start to his time with the Bucs, but has since been one of the best bats on the team.
After a quick check at first, the pitch delivered from Chase is a fastball in the zone for strike 1. Keogh has 11 stolen bases in just 14 games, almost a stolen base per game. He's been huge for the Bucs ever since he came here. Smith lays off of that pitch outside. Now a ball and a strike with 1 out, and Keogh over at first base. That offering is hit into foul territory. Godfrey over trying to make the play. He almost overran it, but is able to stretch back and make the catch while falling to the ground, and that'll be the second out.
It was more unusual catch in foul ground than you usually see. Really had to stretch that arm back. Looked like he wasn't going to be able to make it at first, but gets a nice cheer from pretty large crowd here in Matsu.
So now quickly 2 gone in the opening frame as Ty Denton, the cleanup man, steps up into the right-handed batter's box. Takes a first pitch and puts it into right field. Keogh will hold up at second. Denton continues the top of the first with a 2-out base knock into right field. And now 2 early hits for the Bucs to put a man in scoring position.
That's excellent hitting. Now we'll have to see how the Bucs do in terms of bringing guys home. They have struggled with that a little bit throughout the season. They did not have a 3-up, 3-down inning in just the game 2 days ago. So we'll see what Ryan Dara can do to bring Miles Keogh home.
Breaking ball from Chase is in the lower part of the zone for strike 1. Dara is second in the ABL with a .336 batting average, just 1,000th of a point behind Mark Nellis. Chase will step off with Keogh dancing around over at second base. Dara currently on a 9-game hit streak. Has been rock solid for them in that middle of the order. He's off of the fastball outside to even the count back up.
Chase on the mound, also a veteran. He plays at St. John's and is coming off his redshirt junior year. So he's played in college for a little bit, and you look at that, how it compares to someone like Miles Keogh, who hasn't even played a single game in college yet.
That one's lifted into right center field. Cash Millar and Jackson Babcock coming together, and it'll be Millar who makes the catch. So the Bucs strand a pair of runners in the top of the first. It'll be Taylor Tracy on the mound for his first action here today. Bucs Miners tied up 0-0, game 1 of the ABL Championship. Tracy on the mound. He'll face off against Jackson Babcock, who has moved up to the leadoff spot after Will Godfrey was leading things off for the Miners for a majority of the season.
And Babcock's also been one of the hottest bats in the ABL as of late. Certainly had a pretty good day 2 days ago. He reached base safely every single time. He had a single, 2 walks, was hit by a pitch, and then a fielder's choice. But a guy who can put the ball in play and will certainly be a tough out every time he steps up.
Has 4 multi-hit games in his last 8. Now has a 1-1 count as the leadoff man. Tracy has not thrown in just about a week. That one's past the diving glove of Hank Smith and into right field, so both teams get things started in the first inning with their leadoff man aboard. That'll bring up Will Godfrey, the third baseman.
Got to figure that some of these guys may have a few little jitters. You know, obviously in a championship series like this, it's natural. And you can ask any guy on the team, on either team, if they're nervous. And of course, they're going to say no. But you never really know what's going on in the head, and maybe a few butterflies to get things going.
Godfrey went 1 for 3 with a pair of walks 2 days ago. He's also been a very hot bat as of late. Has a 6-game hitting streak, including a 4 for 5 outing just 3 days ago against the Glacier Pilots. Fastball upstairs. That'll bring the count even at a ball and a strike. Babcock has just 5 stolen bases on the year. Tracy giving him a long look. A bunt attempt by Godfrey is popped into the metal cage behind home plate for strike 2. Godfrey trying to catch the Bucs off guard, but will now have to swing the bat.
I think Hayden Miller had been anticipating. He's played up in the grass for every single pitch of Will Godfrey's at bat and came in really heavy when he showed bunt there.
Miller showing off his veteran play, not being fooled by any tricks that Godfrey was trying to put on. So a ball and 2 strikes still with nobody out. Tracy will throw back over once again, making sure Babcock doesn't get too big of a lead over there. Saw Luke Ivanov do something similar when he started Thursday's game. Eventually was able to pick off a runner. Tracy hoping for the same type of result. Pitch is a 1-2 that's foul tipped and just out of the glove of Joe Forbes behind home plate, so the count remains the same.
That's tough when you get him swinging right there and just miss it by a little bit. Obviously, every out is so important in this game.
So Forbes not able to hold on to the foul tip. We'll do the 1-2 once again. Chopped foul down the first base line. Godfrey not giving up. Made contact with virtually every pitch he's seen at the plate.
One thing that the Bucs also have to sort of play against is the crowd. It's a pretty decent crowd here today on a pretty gorgeous day. And the Miners have always had very excellent fans that are very vocal and show up and show out. But these few games especially, got to figure they are going to be loud and trying to get in the head of any Bucs player they can.
Yeah, it's an hour drive from Anchorage. Not sure how many Bucs fans will make the trip. I'm sure several will. But it'll definitely be a hostile environment for the Bucs as Godfrey Fouled off another pitch. Tyler LeBrun asking for the umpires to meet for something.
Not exactly sure what. It's good to see a four-man crew today, one at every base. A lot of the times there's several games going on, at least two, and these umpires are spread thin.
And I'm not sure what the call was there, but they are awarding Will Godfrey first base. Usually on a balk, they would just award the runner a free base, but the batter would not. And now Kirk Schreider asking for an explanation, and I don't blame him.
Yeah, I wish we could be down there to hear it as well. Let's see if we can find a word on that. Hopefully get it to you.
Looks like they're going to call catcher's interference. So on the foul ball, they're going to say Joe Forbes got just a little bit of his glove in contact with the bat of Will Godfrey. And now it's runners on first and second with nobody out. Tracy will throw over to second to avoid getting called for a balk, despite fans behind home plate begging for one.
And after one sort of mental error already on that catcher's interference, gotta hope that those little things don't start to pile up and be a problem in this game.
The pitch almost gets away from Forbes, but he's able to block it in the dirt. So it's ball one to Austin Park, who is one of the best hitters on this team. He has been overtaken by Jackson Babcock as the best average on the team, but is still at a .320 mark. Good for fifth best in the ABL. (1-0) outside. Count moves to 2 balls and no strikes. Tracy still looking for his first out of the inning. Has a pair of base runners to deal with. Here comes a 2-0 from Tracy. Fastball upstairs. 3 straight balls to Park, who hasn't really needed to lift the bat off his shoulders yet.
Park's another tough out, as these first pretty much 4 are all incredibly tough with Canyon Millar on deck.
Not the man you want to face with the bases juiced. But Tracy will do so with ball 4 up high. And a big opportunity early for the Miners to set the tone of this ball game. So 4-pitch walk to Austin Park brings up Canyon Millar, who hit 2 home runs in the game on Thursday. The Bucs hoping that he got all of those out of his system.
Yeah, they were pretty much the exact same spot. Now, luckily, you do have the lefty on lefty matchup, but you also you have to attack him in the zone. I mean, there's nowhere to put him if you try to walk him.
First pitch is outside for ball 1. So Tracy with some early trouble, has the bases loaded and nobody out, with the cleanup man Canyon Millar at the plate. Finds his zone there on a great breaking ball to tie up Millar inside.
An excellent way to respond after 5 straight balls. And now he just has to keep doing what he does so well, which is attack the strike zone. Would love to see a strikeout here, as that sets up a chance for a double play at any of the bases.
So the count even at a ball and a strike. Tracy's still looking for a first out of the inning. Check swing from Millard did not go around. It's ball 2 to him. Tracy has not given up multiple runs in a single outing so far this season. And delivers ball 3 up high.
Canyon Millar is 6'3", so has a much bigger strike zone than pretty much anyone on the team. Alex Pearson, also 6'3", but in terms of batters, those two are the tallest.
Here comes the 3-1 from Tracy. It's hit up the middle. It hits off of him and will roll into right field. It scores 1. Here comes Godfrey. He will dive in safely. And it's a 2-run single for Canyon Millar. The Miners strike early.
And got a little bit lucky that that went right up the middle, and Tracy wasn't able to glove it down like he wanted to, and Miles Keogh was already heading to second base to try to get the ground ball. Bit of a broken play.
So now runners at first and third, still nobody out. With the Miners now leading 2-0, and that'll bring up Alex Pearson, the designated hitter. Swings to the first pitch, and it gets past Keogh into right field. That'll score another run. Millar holds up at third, and the Miners add to their lead. So back-to-back singles bring home 3 runs. That brings up Will Millard, who's in left field today. Still runners at first and second and nobody out.
The Bucs have played from behind several times this season. They've done so well at making comebacks, but not so much against this team. They have often been in the front and held on to close leads against the Miners. Things just not going well defensively right now. Got to hope that the 2 singles that they had is a sign that the offense is clicking a little bit, and hopefully they can respond some in the top of the second.
Right now the main concern is trying to get Taylor Tracy to record an out, as that one is fouled right off the mask of Forbes, who is visibly shaken up. And the umpire will give him some time to recollect himself.
Yeah, I know we get a little, not sure what the word I'm looking for is, but flustered when a ball comes back here, straight back at us. I can't really imagine what it's like taking one off the face and having to stand in there and keep going at it even more.
Yeah, the mask can only do so much. You still feel the brunt force of it for sure. But a good sign that Forbes is okay and will continue. So now a 1-1 count to Will Millard. Another pitch delivered up high for ball 2. Taylor Tracy still looking for the first out in this first frame. Hasn't been able to do so for the first 5 batters. Delivers a pitch that somehow misses for ball 3.
Looked pretty good. We're a little bit to the side, so not quite exactly behind the plate, but a very brutal call from the umpire.
So the count moves to 3 balls and a strike. Tracy delivers. It's hit over to second. The shortstop where Leach delivers a throw to second for the force out, but that's the only one they'll get. So Millard reaches on a fielder's choice. Pearson's out at second. Canyon Millar advances to third. It'll be runners at the corners with one gone.
It unfortunately just moved a little bit too slow to Finn Leach. Miller was heading over to third, might have been able to get a throw over there, but they'll take the out at second base. Can hopefully contain the runner at first and maybe turn another double play.
Now Declan Spooner, the catcher, will stand in as the seventh batter to face Tracy with only one out. Lifts one into left field, shallow left field. Camden Lanfear will make the grab and delivers a great throw in to make sure that it's Canyon Millar. As Alexander Pearson, or excuse me, Millar tried to tag up. He got caught in no man's land, and the Bucs throw over to first and get the double play. So some heads-up base running, or some heads-up defensive play and a blunder of base running for the Miners get the Bucs out of what was a very dire situation. They still enter the second inning in a 3-run hole. We'll see if they're able to get any of those back. So after the first frame, the Miners lead game one of the ABL Championship 3-0. It'll be Camden Lanfear to lead things off in the top of the second. He's in left field for the first time all season, but was able to make a catch in the bottom of the first that eventually led to a double play as he takes ball one inside.
Obviously not the start the Bucs wanted. Luckily, have 8 more innings. And it's just 3 runs, which the Bucs offense has been incredibly hot as of late. Not the start they wanted, as previously mentioned, but still plenty of time.
A large portion of their wins have been comeback wins. They've been able to do it all season. That one's hit right up the middle and into center field, and that's a great way to start the second inning, the same way they started the first with a leadoff single. So Camden Lanfear will give Hayden Miller a base runner. Miller did not play in the game on Thursday after a small strain in his hamstring the day before against the Chinooks, but got a couple days rest and now back in the starting lineup playing over at third base. Case wastes no time attacking him, delivers strike one right down the middle.
Miller's last time out, he had 4 RBIs and 2 at-bats. Came around to score both times. And that was in that big victory over the Chinooks.
Has 4 hits in his last 6 games. after he went hitless for nearly a month, but is now down in the count 0-2 with the leadoff man Landry at first base.
Also has an incredible talent at getting hit by the pitch. He did it pretty much every game, the first few games of the season, and has been back on that role of just taking one to the body and heading over to first.
He was hit 26 times during college ball at Bradley. He's been hit 7 times in 24 games in the ABL this summer. So that trend has continued. The 0-2 to him is swung on and missed for strike 3. First one of the game for either side, and the first out of the second inning. So now Drew Raymond steps up for his first time at the plate today. Like always, starting over in right field. That was the first pitch off for strike 1. So an 0-1 count as Lanfear dives back in at first. Kyle Chase making sure he doesn't get too big of a lead. Lanfear with 9 stolen bases on the year.
And he was the leadoff batter on this team for a majority of the season, and that's part of the reason was because of his speed and his ability. Even when he was getting a lot of strikeouts and going through a bit of a slump, Kirk Schreider still had confidence to put him out there because of his speed.
So a ball and a strike to Andrew Raymond from Santa Clara. Lanford goes on the pitch. It's hit into center field, but it's right to Cash Millar, so Lanford will have to retreat to first. Now 2 gone.
Good that the Bucs did not follow suit from the Miners and get picked off trying to head back to first on a pop fly.
And a big reason why the Bucs are not atop the ABL in stolen bases, only with 65 compared to the Miners leading at 96, is because they try to do so many hit and runs. Another unsuccessful attempt there as Joe Forbes, the 9-hole hitter, steps in and takes ball 1 up high. One-0 swung on and missed. Chase got him chasing on the breaking ball to even the count up at a ball and a strike.
That one inside, and Forbes tried to turn on it and send it into left field, but just didn't time it up quite, got ahead of it.
So ball and a strike now with 2 gone. Landry over at first. That one up near his eyes. Easy for him to lay off of for ball 2. Hits that one right to the third baseman Godfrey, who makes the throw across the diamond in time. And despite another leadoff hit, the Bucs strand a base runner, still looking for their first run of the game. They trail by 3 heading into the bottom of the second. Miners are back up for a second time. It'll be Diesel Toth in the 8 hole to lead things off. Miners struck first, and they struck hard with 3 runs in the bottom of the first. Tracy back out there trying to put up his first 0 on the scoreboard. That pitch low and was dropped by Joe Forbes anyways for ball 1.
And the plan coming into today was to take Taylor Tracy pretty far into the game, at least 4 innings. Try to get the most out of him. Both of these teams have had guys leave and head back to their colleges, and that has hit the pitching staffs especially hard.
Chopped over to Miller, who drops it, but is able to deliver the throw over in time. It was such a hard hit ball that he had plenty of time to locate the ball that fell out of his glove and makes the throw in time for the first out.
I think Toth may have even slowed down on his run over to first once he saw it go straight into Miller's glove. It's another reason why you got to beat out every single throw and try to get there as quickly as possible. Might have been a closer play had he not.
So now 1 gone for Cash Millar, the only batter who has not seen the plate for either team so far. He puts the first pitch into shallow right field, and a diving catch made by Drew Raymond. Throws a fist pump in the air, and what a catch that was for the second out.
Obviously a predominantly Miners crowd, so I don't expect them obviously to cheer for any Bucs plays, but that was a phenomenal play and deserves some sort of recognition. He certainly expects to get it from his team, but a great diving play by Raymond, who had almost no chance right off the jump.
Raymond has been one of the best defenders for the Bucs and just shows off another play there. That might be his best of the summer. So now Tracy with a little confidence fires a fastball in there for strike 1 to Jackson Babcock.
Feels even better when you know you have your defense behind you, making some great plays. Even with Hayden Miller's drop, that his ability to respond to it, not get super flustered, and can deliver a nice throw, and then Raymond getting a nice jump and a nice dive. Taylor Tracy feels like even if he puts the ball down the zone and they get contact, that his defense can make the plays necessary to get outs.
And Miller's got a tough job over at third because of how many bunt singles the Miners have hit throughout the year. He has to play pretty far up compared to the rest of the infielders, and if a sharp ball is hit to him, then it gives him even less reaction time to get to it. The hot corner becomes the scalding corner. The 1-1 pitch is fouled away. Babcock down to his last strike. Tracy trying to get a 1-2-3 inning. One-two, fastball upstairs. Babcock backs away from the plate as it came up and in on him. Two balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Miners leading 3-0. 1-2 is lifted over the head of Finn Leach and into left field. So the Miners will not go down in order as Babcock reaches safely on a 2-out single to keep the inning alive.
That's exactly what coaches mean when they say with 2 strikes to choke up on the bat and just put something into the outfield. Went down and got that one and barely made contact, but enough to put over the head of Finn Leach at shortstop. Both of his singles today have been very well placed, his other getting just past the glove of a diving Hank Smith.
First offering to Will Godfrey, the fastball inside for ball 1. Godfrey got a free base after catcher's interference was called. That pitch down low for ball 2. Forbes pops up quickly to make sure Babcock doesn't try to advance to second. Fastball from Tracy gets in there on the upper part of the zone for strike 1. Now a hitter's count to the third baseman. Still 2 gone. Babcock over at first. Another pitch in there to even the count up.
It's two great pitches to respond after a 2-0 count. A fastball that Godfrey decides to take on and then slows him down on the breaking ball. Godfrey didn't expect either one, and Tracy fights back in the count.
Before the 2-2, he'll throw over to first and keep Babcock from getting too much of a lead. Despite only 5 stolen bases, he's displayed a lot of speed, a big reason why he's in that leadoff position. 2-2 is fouled away. Godfrey just managing to get a piece of that one and stay alive. Tracy trying to get out of this inning with no damage. Is a strike away from doing so. Can't get it on that pitch as it just falls outside for a full count.
Just barely missed. Was an excellent pitch, but probably an even better take from Godfrey with 2 strikes to see that one all the way through and not pull the trigger.
So the payoff pitch to him is lifted high, foul, and out of play once again. Count remains full, and Godfrey is never an easy at-bat. It's a big reason why he's batted out of the leadoff or 2-hole this entire season. Full count once again. Swung on and missed. Got him with the high fastball. Tracy's first strikeout of the game comes in a timely moment to strand the runner at first and avoid the Miners adding to their lead. Bucs still with some work to do. 3-run deficit heading into the 3rd inning. You're listening to the Bucs YouTube channel. Back to the top of the order for the Bucs. It'll be Miles Keel to lead things off in the top of the 3rd. Bucs still trailing 3-0. First offering to him is in the other batter's box into the backstop as Declan Spooner wasn't even able to get his glove on that one.
One thing I've been thinking about the past few days since the Bucs clinched is that for the people of Alaska, this is one of the biggest sporting events of the entire year. We are both, as in Jake and I, are both fortunate to go to big athletic schools at Georgia and Arizona State, and also in states where big sporting events come to our cities, but not so many come to Alaska. I don't think any travel up here, so just the stuff that they have here, this is one of the biggest of the year.
Keogh holds back on the bunt attempt for ball 2, and you can kind of tell even in the city of Anchorage, if you mention either of the teams everybody seems to know who they are. It's just a state that has come to support this summer league in more ways than people realize. So 2-2 count to the leadoff man, Keo, who singled his last time up to start this ball game. Sends one into foul territory down the right field line. First baseman Canyon Millar is able to make the catch for the first out. So for the first time today, the Bucs aren't able to get their leadoff man aboard. That'll bring up Finn Leach, who lined out to straightaway center field his first time up. Breaking ball from Chase finds the outer part of the zone for strike one. That fastball, though, way outside and into the other batter's box to even the count up at a ball and a strike.
Mentioned how many guys have left for both teams, but the Miners have been hit especially hard. One of their best players in Jackson Baker has left the team. He led in ERA on this team for quite some time. So if the Bucs can go ahead and wear out the arm of Kyle Chase and try to get through as many pitchers as they can, that's definitely a key to win this series.
1-2 up high. They also lost Matt Blind close to a month ago now after that collision he had in the outfield on an inside the park home run from Ryan Darr. It happened at Mulcahy Stadium. It's been Cash Millar over in center for the most part as another ball is lifted into foul territory. This one will land out of play though. So Leach will remain at 2 balls and 2 strikes, trying to fight off pitches before he can find one to do some damage with. The 2-2 once again. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Chase got him with the breaking ball for his second punch out of the game and the second out of this inning. So the bases are empty and 2 gone for Hank Smith. He fouled out down the third baseline his first time up. Swings and misses at the first pitch, a fastball down and in for strike 1.
Kyle Chase has really been dialed in with the low pitches. Obviously can get a lot more swings and misses down low as that is a lot further from the body and also forces a lot of ground balls. Seems to be a strategy he's going with against the Bucs, who are second in the ABL in home runs and are certainly a dangerous power hitting team.
Yeah, their aggressive approach has also led to them leading the ABL in strikeouts. The Glacier Pilots are not far behind. They finished the season with 265. At one point it was about 20 strikeouts of a difference heading into the final couple of games, but the Bucs were very well disciplined at the plate to end their regular season. Smith hits one over to second base where Diesel Toth is at and makes the easy routine play. So a 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Chase, who has thrown 3 scoreless so far. His team has him in front 3-0. We'll see Taylor Tracy back on the mound when we come back.
State Fair.org. The fair opens the 21st.
Bucs trail 3-0 heading into the bottom of the third, as Austin Park, the shortstop, will lead things off for the Miners. Fastball from Tracy way outside. Forbes able to keep it in front of him. Now ball one to Park, who was walked on 4 pitches his first time up.
Hopefully that scoreless inning that Tracy was able to deliver in the second is enough to keep some momentum going.
Gets a swing and miss there to even the count up at a ball and a strike.
Had a lot of pitches in the first inning. Faced 7 batters. None of them being strikeouts. Was able to get his first 2 in the second inning. Now we'll see how far he can go.
One just misses out of the zone for ball 2. Park with a good eye, as that one didn't miss by much. One of just a handful of power 4 players on this Miners team was the 2024 Utah Gatorade Player of the Year. Just finished up his freshman campaign at BYU, only played in 19 games. And he has really been showing off his skill set in the ABL, one of the best hitters in this league consistently all season, as he fouls off the 3-1 to run the count full.
Yeah, he led in batting average towards the end of the season, and he's continued to hold that spot in the top 3. Obviously with Jackson Babcock going into that leadoff spot, but Park and Godfrey were that 1-2 punch in this Miners offense, which was not towards the top of the ABL.
Payoff pitches fouled into the gate right in front of us, and Ren, you are very lucky. That's 2 in a row now. Or not 2 in a row, but 2 today.
If that gate wasn't there, I'd be like Scott Sterling, but with baseball.
The man, the myth, the legend. They've already done volleyball and soccer. They haven't done baseball yet.
I think that was like a decade ago. I don't know if they're making any more of those. It'd be awesome if they did.
The 3-2 once again, inside for ball 4. Park draws another walk. This one had to battle a lot more for, but the leadoff man is aboard for the second time in 3 innings. So now Canyon Millar, who has terrorized the Bucs in the last 2 games, back up once again with a runner on.
He's sort of been this pitching staff's kryptonite. As mentioned, his 2 at-bats to end the game the other day were both home runs. He also had a sac fly in the first inning to drive in a run, and then drove in 2 in his first appearance today.
The only time he didn't have a hit against the Bucs when these 2 teams faced off was that 2-0 win where he just went 0 for 1, but he had 2 walks anyway, so he's been very successful whenever he's played the Bucs. Probably one of the few players on this team that's glad to be facing them. As despite the Miners' offensive struggles against the Bucs, Millar has persisted. Has an 0-1 count here, and will have to wait to reach another pitches. Tracy will fire over to first to check on Park. Park second in the league with 19 stolen bases. He'll try to get number 20, and he'll get it with ease as that pitch gets away from Forbes. He'll go over to third base now. And a bad situation gets worse for the Bucs as Park just 90 feet away from scoring and still nobody out in this inning.
It's just little mistakes that have really terrorized the Bucs, especially wild pitches. They've had several in this stadium at Herman Brothers Field and continue that trend today.
The 1-1 is delivered at the knees in the zone for strike 2 to Canyon Millar. Could be big if Tracy could get an out without the ball being put in play. Fastball just off of the plate.
Forbes tried to frame it up, get it into the zone. The umpire wouldn't take.
So the count moves even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still with nobody out, Austin Park over at third base. Check swing. He did not go around on it. And the count moves full.
And he completely turned his body as well in an unnatural sort of swinging motion to try to hold off on the pitch. Did not get the call from the umpire.
So the payoff pitch from Tracy down low for ball 4. Back-to-back walks to start off the 3rd inning. And some similar trouble that he had in the first. Now Alex Pearson, who brought home the 3rd run of the game with an RBI single. He'll step up to the plate, but not before Joe Forbes goes out there to talk to his catcher. Nobody up in the Bucs bullpen just yet. Kirk Schreider showing confidence in Tracy, who spent his freshman year at Tennessee and transferred to TCU over the summer.
Again, the game plan coming into today was to take Tracy several innings. Feels like a little bit of an early loss if you have to take him out sooner than you were hoping. And Kirk Schreider hoping he can get out of this unfortunate scenario.
Pearson, it's the first pitch he sees a mile high into the infield. Hank Smith calls off everybody and makes the catch, so 1 pitch, 1 out. One of the best case scenarios for Tracy. Now it'll be runners at the corners with 1 out for Will Millard. Millard reached safely on a fielder's choice and then was doubled up after he ran to second base on a fly out to left field, tries to lay down a bunt, but it rolls foul for strike 1. And if there's a bunt laid down the third baseline, I think Hayden Miller will be the first one out of everybody to it.
He's been jumping on them quickly for sure.
On bunt attempt, I feel like I've seen him get as close as 10 to 15 feet from the batter. Charges in on here, but it goes back to Tracy, who doesn't have the play at home. Instead will flip over to first, so the RBI sac bunt brings home Austin Park, and the Miners now lead 4-0.
And because Hayden Miller was charging down towards the plate, Millard knew to just put it on the other side. Gets thrown out, but scores another run and makes this comeback even more difficult for the Bucs offense.
So Canyon Millard advances his second on the sac bunt, now 2 gone. Declan Spooner turns on the first pitch he sees into shallow center. Ryan Dara, the first one there, makes the catch, so Tracy limits the damage to just the 1 run given up. The Bucs offense still waiting to plate their first run of the game, trailing 4-0 through the first 3 innings. Bucs back up for the top of the fourth. In a 4-run deficit, it'll be Ty Denton, the cleanup man and designated hitter today, to lead things off. Took the first pitch he saw and lifted it into the outfield for a 2-out single back in the first inning, but did not get past first base. Takes a pitch here, which is a big breaking ball from Chase that is in the zone for strike one.
Chase had his best inning back in the third. Had a pop foul, fly out. Miles Keogh struck out Finn Leach and then a ground out to second base to Hank Smith.
Denton pops another one into shallow right field. Toth makes the difficult play, and that'll be the first out of the fourth. So another quick at bat for Ty Denton, though this one doesn't roll in his favor as he pops out to second base to bring up Ryan Dara, who ended the first inning with a fly out to center field. Takes the first pitch he sees down the right field line and foul.
The Bucs have made pretty good contact against Chase. They have 3 hits on the game, but some of them have just not gone exactly where they wanted to, including that last pop out from Ty Denton.
Dara swings and misses at that one. Couldn't catch up to the fastball. Now down in the count. No balls, 2 strikes. Chase already with 2 strikeouts today. Gets a third on the swing and miss from Dara, who goes down on 3 pitches for out number 2. Chase now retiring the last 5 batters he's faced. 8 going all the way back to the second inning as Camden Lanfear, who was the last man to reach safely against Chase, steps up to the plate with the bases empty and 2 gone. Fastball is upstairs. 1-0 count. Breaking ball drops in there to even the count up at a ball and a strike. Lanfear led off the second inning with a single, but nobody else has been able to reach base against Chase since.
Just got to hope that the Bucs don't get discouraged, as the other 3 teams, apart from these 2, have gone home already. And with how close it is for a lot of these guys, have to report immediately back, start playing baseball for their colleges. It can be a little tough to be away and in Alaska, so isolated for 2 whole months.
1-2 count to Camden Lanfear. Pops one into straightaway right field. Babcock coming down on it will make the catch, so another 1-2-3 inning for Kyle Chase, and the Bucs have no answer for him in the last couple of innings. They still trail 4-0. We'll see Taylor Tracy back out there for a 4th time.
Here are those souvenir ticket numbers. Red tickets
Diesel Toth will lead off for the second time today. Grounded up to third his last time up. Tracy hoping for another result like he had in that second inning. First pitch is outside for ball one. Bucs are hoping they can stretch out Tracy for this inning and possibly the fifth. He delivers strike one right down the middle.
And he doesn't seem tired, as you see there with that fastball. And he's been able to escape jams pretty well. Only gave up that one run after having a runner on third with nobody gone in the third inning.
That one came all the way in and was not where Joe Forbes expected it to be. Just got behind him for ball two. Small miscommunication between the pitcher and the catcher. Luckily, nobody was on base. 2-1 fouled away to even the count back up.
His best inning, that second inning, started with Diesel Toth, and does so again. Only gave up one hit to Babcock. See if he can recreate that inning and swing some momentum the Bucs away.
Delivers a fastball up high and another full count. Already the fourth one of this game for Taylor Tracy. Here comes the payoff pitch from him. It's lined into right field and gets down for a base hit. So Diesel Toth gets the Miners back right where they left off. Another leadoff man reaches base safely, the third time in 4 innings they've done that.
The Miners' bats have just been so good at getting down in the count 0-2, but able to fight back, choke up on the bat, and find a gap in the outfield and put the ball exactly where they want it. It's their 5th hit of the ball game.
Tracy delivers strike one to Cash Millar, who lined out to right field his first time up off of that amazing diving catch from Drew Raymond. Runner goes, but they get him in a pickoff attempt. The throw over to second is in time. Tracy looks off Toth perfectly and gets him on the stolen base attempt. So the leadoff runner is now back in the dugout and nobody on and one out for Cash Millar.
That's absolutely huge to empty the bases. A nice pickoff attempt from left-handed Taylor Tracy.
Cash Millar now lifts one into left center field. That's going to get down all the way to the wall. Millar rounds second and will hold up there with the stand-up double. And if Diesel Toth doesn't get picked off on that last play, he might be crossing home plate right now.
Yeah, just makes that even more important. Unfortunate that obviously gave up the double, but got to remember that it could be worse. Now we're going to have to get 2 outs that are going to be very difficult against at least 2 of the top 4 batters.
Lineup turns over for the 3rd time already. Jackson Babcock, who already has a pair of singles, steps up for the first time with runners on base. Swings and misses at the first pitch for strike one. Miners have already put up 4, have a chance for another if Jackson Babcock's able to lift a ball into the outfield. He won't do so here as that's fielded cleanly by Miles Keel and thrown over to first in time. Cash Millar advances to second on the throw, but now Taylor Tracy just 1 out away from getting out of this inning.
Was able to get Godfrey swinging for his first and only strikeout of the game. Would be absolutely critical to do something similar with a runner on third base.
Tracy hoping for a similar outcome that happened the last time Godfrey was up to the plate, as the fastball is delivered low and away for ball one. Godfrey reached base safely off of catcher's interference his first time up. That started a rally for the Miners that are a big reason that they're up right now. That pitch almost gets away from Forbes, but he's able to jump out of his stance and keep it in front of him. Runner on third, 2 outs, a 2-0 count to Will Godfrey. Bucs trying to keep this deficit manageable. That one down low for ball 3. Godfrey has yet to swing the bat in this at-bat. That one in there for strike 1. Finally able to find the zone. The 3-1 is hit over to second or to first base. Hank Smith's gonna have to beat out Godfrey, which he does just in the nick of time. And a great play, Smith likely saves a run. But the Bucs still have a 4-run deficit that they'll need some help from their offense from if they want to avoid going down 1-0 in game 1 of the ABL Championship. Bucs trail 4-0 heading into the 5th inning. As Hayden Miller will lead things off. He struck out on 3 pitches his first time up to the plate. Lays off of that pitch a breaking ball that can't grab the outer corner of the zone for ball 1. Next offering is hit over to shortstop where Austin Park fields it cleanly and his throw is in time. So a 2-pitch out to start things off in the top of the first. Now Drew Raymond steps up for his second time. He flew out to straightaway center field back in the 2nd inning. Swings at the first pitch and sends it over to second base where Diesel Toth is there, and back-to-back pitches results in back-to-back outs.
Mentioned earlier that the Miners pitching staff a little short here at the end And right now, not the way to get Kyle Chase out of this game, who has been dealing. Has kept the Bucs scoreless. But a 3-pitch inning thus far, already gotten 2 outs.
So now quickly 2 gone, and Joe Forbes, who's also 0 for 1, takes a breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Fastball down and away. Forbes now heading the count, 2 balls, no strikes. Bucs have not gotten a hit since the 2nd inning. Chase has retired 11 straight batters as he delivers strike 1 to Forbes.
That one just on the outside. Forbes thought about going. Had to check his swing. Maybe should have gone around to try to put that ball in play. So he gets the strike 1 call.
Swings and misses at that fastball. Now 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two-two count to Forbes, who's looking to be the first base runner for the Bucs in quite some time. Fouls it off of himself to stay alive.
As a catcher, he already takes enough foul balls to the body. There he is taking another one, this time off his own bat.
So the count remains even. Bucs' offense has just come to a standstill. So 2-2 is called, strike 3 on the outer part of the plate. Forbes goes down looking. And it's 3 straight 1-2-3 innings for Chase. And the Bucs seemingly have no answer for him through 5.
Opens August 21st, runs through the 7th of September. Check the website for exact times on each of those days. All right, red ticket winners. Here are your 2 winning numbers: 156, 737, 156, 737. The other winner, 156, 747, 156, 747. What airline winners there, I guess. Take those winning tickets to the Giga Shack behind the main grandstand. Check it out when he comes around. And leading off the Miners' fifth. Their shortstop, number 11, Austin Park.
Austin Park will lead things off for the Miners in the bottom of the 5th, excuse me. The top of the 5th, the Bucs once again went down in order. as Park takes the first pitch a mile high into center field. Dara calls off everybody and makes the catch, so 1 pitch, 1 out. And Tracy could certainly use some more of those.
Yeah, especially going to the dugout and seeing Kyle Chase do the same thing for 3 straight innings now. It would be awesome for Taylor Tracy to get one of his own in the 5th. A couple guys moving around in the Bucs dugout, but hard to tell exactly who's warming up.
We know the plan was to have Stratton come in relief for Tracy as he delivers strike 1 to Canyon Millar, who was also reached base safely both times, hit a 2-run single in the first, and then was walked in the 3rd inning on a full count. Swings and misses at that pitch, down in the count 0-2. Tracy looking for just his 2nd strikeout of the game after he averaged almost 1 per inning in his previous outings. Doesn't get it on that pitch as it's laced into right field and will get down for a base hit. Raymond quick to bring it in, but Millar continues to wreak havoc at the plate. Already his 2nd hit of the day, the 3rd time he's reached base safely.
That's so heartbreaking as a pitcher when you get 2 really excellent pitches. You already had the 1 out off the 1 pitch, and then one just doesn't quite get by like you wanted to, and Millar puts it into right field.
Alex Pearson takes a fastball outside for ball 1. Popped out to first baseman Hank Smith his last time up. Next offering to him is lifted foul and out of play to even the count up at a ball and a strike with 1 out. And Canyon Millar over at first base with the Miners in front 4-0 here in game 1 of the top of the World Series. That one's hit into right field. It gets past Hank Smith. Canyon Millar's digging for 3rd base. He'll get in there safely, and back-to-back singles put runners at the corners with only 1 gone. This will be Will Millard, who laid down an RBI sac bunt his last time up. Is in a similar position, if not if not the identical spot he was in last time. Tries to lay down a bunt there, but it rolls foul off his bat for strike 1.
Yep, runners at the corners, trying to lay down that bunt, have Hayden Miller playing in so close. Wouldn't be surprised if he takes it that other way again, especially since Hank Smith has to hold up over at first base.
Gonna pause and play while the foul ball is grabbed by one of the Miners players and taken back to the dugout. Don't want anybody slipping on the ball if there's a pitch that's popped up into foul territory behind home plate. Joe Forbes, I think, has been through enough after taking a foul ball to the mask. So no one count, shows bunt again, but it's up high and he brings it back to take ball 1. So ball and a strike with runners at the corners. Tracy will check on Alex Pearson over at first. Doesn't want him getting too big of a lead. We haven't seen a double steal attempt so far today.
Pearson has 8 stolen bases, so he is a threat in that category.
Forbes does another great job to keep that ball in front of him.
Something that the Bucs just have to be mindful of, especially with Millar at third. So we've seen oh so many times the Bucs have executed it. That steal over to second, sending the runner at third home.
Tracy trying to avoid that completely as he throws over to first once again. So it's 2 balls and a strike to Will Millard. Doesn't square off the bunt there as Tracy took a tumble on the mound, lost his footing when he came down after delivering that pitch. That was outside for ball 3.
Yeah, he'll move some dirt around to try to prevent that from happening again. It's one thing with the dirt mound as opposed to the turf that the Bucs have at their home stadium. You're not always landing on the exact same footing every single time.
3-1 bunt attempt is fouled away. The count runs full. So Millard will likely have to swing the bat away here unless he wants to risk trying to lay down another bunt.
Would have been beneficial if that had been ruled fair. I believe it hit the plate as soon as it came off the bat of Millard, but would have been able to get the out over at first and maybe second as well.
So full count. Millard pops that one up into foul territory. Hank Smith calls off everybody, and he makes the play for a crucial out number 2. So the unsuccessful sac bunt attempt winds up in Millard fouling out to first base, and that will bring up Declan Spooner, the catcher.
Spooner is probably the guy you want in this scenario. Has 2 pop outs to the outfield, 1 to left and 1 to center.
It's the only player on the Miners that hasn't reached base safely, as the stolen base attempt from Alex Pearson is negated by a foul ball, and it looks like they might call catcher's interference again on Forbes. At least that's what it appears, as Spooner will take first base safely.
It's another take of first base that we don't have an exact answer for. Didn't see the call, so it happened once. There's a good chance it might have been called again. So that's something the umpires are now looking out for.
So we'll wait to get confirmation on the stats website. Now the bases are loaded for Diesel Toth, who takes ball 1 up high. Toth hit a single his last time up. He was picked off back in the 4th inning as the leadoff batter has a chance to extend the lead. This one high but foul to even the count at a ball and a strike. Ball and a strike, 2 gone, bases loaded. Tracy trying to get out of another jam. Another pitch, Toth fouls off for strike 2.
Has to give something to swing at, either inside or just a little bit outside that might get a call, but there's nowhere to put him. And already down 4-0, you don't want to make this comeback any harder than it has to be already.
Tracy just 1 strike away. That one fouled right back at us.
That one probably would have hit my legs, I think.
You're just a ball magnet today, but I'm glad that it's today out of any other stadium where we don't have the metal cage in front of us.
True.
If this was at Mulcahy, the camera might have been game over by now.
Put me in the field, they might hit all of them right to me.
1-2 just misses the zone to run the count even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tracy has had several pitches that have been very close to the zone, but he's not received the benefit of the doubt from the home plate umpire. 2-2 has popped up a mile high into left field. Camden Lanfear will come down on it and make the catch. We didn't get the chance to mention that Lanfear is playing his first game in left field today, but he's 2 for 2 on fly balls to him, and that strands the bases loaded. So we head to the 6th inning. Bucs still trailing 4-0 in game 1 of the ABL championship. So through 5 innings, the Bucs still yet to plate their first run of the game, trailing 4-0. Kyle Chase has delivered 3 straight 1-2-3 innings. He's retired the last 12 batters he's faced. Miles Keel will lead things off, take strike 1 on a breaking ball. The bullpen is completely empty for the Miners. They have no, I mean, for good reason, they have no reason to take him out.
The Bucs, on the other hand, they've sent all their relief pitchers down there to just sit anyway. As it looks like Wyatt Schottel is warming up in the bullpen at the moment.
Curveball drops in there for strike 2.
Haven't seen Schottel since Game 2 of the Mayor's Cup. That started at 8 a.m. But he pitched 3 scoreless innings against the Glacier Pilots in that game.
Bucs likely trying to throw another lefty as they feel that they would have the most success in that scenario. 1-2 swung on and missed for strike 3. Keel's retired for the first out of the 6th. The Bucs only have a couple of lefties left on their team. Caleb Okada only pitched a couple days ago. Carl Colavecchio left the team about 2 weeks ago now. So the amount of southpaws they have is dwindled. Finn Leach steps in, grounds one over to second, where Diesel Toth is standing and throws over to first. So 1 pitch, 1 out for Finn Leach, who is now 0 for 3 on the day.
At this point, the Bucs just have to do whatever they can try to do to get Kyle Chase out of this game. Even if he is getting up towards a higher pitch count at this point, likely won't pitch all 9 innings, but the Bucs have just had no answer for him. Have been hitless since the 2nd inning, and so far showing no signs of stopping in the 6th.
And he's only up to 66 pitches, so unless they can have some longer at-bats, he may be in there for quite some time. Not sure what his pitch limit is at, as he delivers strike 1 to Hank Smith. But he's delivered 47 strikes, only 20 balls. So that one is outside to even the count up at a ball and a strike. It's also a big reason why the Bucs have had so many comeback wins is once they get into a team's bullpen, their offense seems to come alive. But with the current pace that Kyle Chase is at, they may run out of time before they even get to their bullpen. So 1-1 count with 2 gone. Now ball 2 delivered up high to Hank Smith.
It also saves another arm for tomorrow and potentially the next day, as if they can ride out with Kyle Chase for as long as they can, that just makes their arms even fresher for the remainder of this series.
Smith fouls one off to even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. That one fouled away. Smith just trying to stay alive and find a pitch that he can try to lift into the outfield, as no one's really been able to do that recently. Camden Lanford was the last one to do that on a pop out under right field. That was way back in the 4th inning. Every at-bat has resulted in either a strikeout or a ground out ever since. Count runs full on Hank Smith.
Hank Smith has been responsible for getting a lot of rallies going, especially with 2 outs this season. Obviously a very tough pitcher on the mound to get one against, but Smith has been a big part of the Bucs offense and can hopefully pull through here today as well.
Payoff pitch to him is hit just foul down the first base line. Was very close to sending that into the right field corner. but the count will remain full. Kyle Chase trying to retire 16 straight batters, is a strike away from doing so. He won't be able to do it as Hank Smith draws a 2-out walk, the first base runner for the Bucs since the second inning.
We'll see what they can do with 2 outs. Obviously have no room for error. But Denton already has a hit today. That was back in the first inning when it seemed like the Bucs offense was rolling.
Denton takes strike one on the off-speed pitch right down the middle. Chase's pitch count's rising just a little bit now, up to 75 pitches. Once he starts to hit that 80-85 mark, you wonder how much longer he'll be stretched out. As Denton pops one up into foul territory, Declan Spooner and Canyon Millar trying to make the play, but it bounces just on the top of the Miners dugout. Doesn't come much closer than that. So Denton able to stay alive, but now faces an 0-2 count. Here comes the 0-2 from Chase. It's lifted into center field. Shallow center field where it'll drop in front of Cash Millar. And the Bucs with a pair of base runners for the first time since the opening frame. So maybe a little bit of that rally magic that you said would start with Hank Smith is kind of started to take shape here.
Let's hope so, especially with a guy like Ryan Dara. 0 for 2 on the day with a pop out and a strikeout, but has a runner in scoring position for the first time in what feels like forever for the Bucs.
One of the best bats in the ABL, riding a 9-game hit streak, is 0 for 2 so far, but he takes ball one down low. Big breaking ball just lands above the zone. Dara ahead in the count, 2 balls, no strikes. First time today he's been this far ahead in a count. That'll warrant a mound visit from Tyler LeBrun, the head coach.
You know you're having a pretty good day when you give up a walk and a hit, and that's enough to warrant a mound visit from your coach. Likely just going out there to give him a little bit of an arm break. Not just arm, but also mentally, as it takes a lot of concentration and focus to pitch in high competition like this.
It's now a 2-0 count to Dara with Hank Smith over at second base. Dara trying to give the Bucs their first run of the game. Swings and misses of that pitch inside for strike one. Dara with a hitter's count, 2 on and 2 out. The throw back over to first almost gets away from Diesel Toth into center field. Is able to jump up and keep it in front of him. It's the first time in almost an hour and a half that Kyle Chase has had to deal with a runner on second base. 2-1 swung on and missed. Star behind again. The count moves even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Chase just 1 strike away from 6 scoreless innings. Gets it on that pitch. As Dar chased the breaking ball down and away. And the Bucs strand 2 more base runners, still looking for their first run. After 5 innings of Taylor Tracy on the mound, Wyatt Schottle now out there to start the bottom of the 6th with his team down 4-0. His first pitch is a fastball on the inner part of the plate to Cash Millar for strike 1. After 3 weeks between his last 2 appearances, now less than a week, he's back on the mound after his best outing of the season by far. 3 scoreless innings against the Pilots, though it came in a loss, was a confidence boost for him and enough for Kirk Strider to trust him in the top of the World Series.
And unfortunate for Tracy.
Hank Smith, ranging in foul territory, is able to make the catch. Dropped right in his breadbasket. Didn't even have to move his glove from where it was at. So very impressive out number 1.
As I was saying, unfortunate for Tracy. Had his probably, I would say, worst outing of the season. Had 5 innings pitched, gave up 4 runs, 8 hits. Had 1 strikeout and 3 walks. But this game is still within reach for the Bucs. They just need a rally to get things going.
The top half of the sixth showed a little bit of hope as they were able to get multiple base runners on for the first time in almost 2 hours of game time. So now it's Jackson Babcock up there. It's 2 for 3, and the pitch comes in and nails him right in the back. So the first base runner that Shottle gives up is off of a technically free 90 feet, but it doesn't feel free to Jackson Babcock. So man on first with 1 gone for Will Godfrey, who does not have a hit, but he reached safely on catcher's interference back in the 6th inning, and that started a bit of a rally, and he came around to score. Shottle's delivery is a fastball down and away for ball 1. One-0 is hit through first and second base and into right field. So now a couple of base runners on, and the Miners continuing to find holes in the infield on offense. Their 9th hit of the game.
They really have been finding, especially that gap between Hank Smith and Miles Keogh. There have been several balls put up, including the first hit of the game, and then the second hit, and then the third hit for the Miners. They're all between that hole right there.
It's now Austin Park, who is still looking for his first hit of the game, though he has 2 walks. He takes ball 1 outside. Wind starting to pick up here at the stadium, at least for us, a bit of a wind tunnel right now. That pitch rides inside for ball 2.
Yeah, it's crazy. When we open the door behind us, it's genuinely like being in a wind tunnel, and then the moment you close it, it gets 1,000,000 degrees in here. The first time we opened it, did not realize it would have that much of an effect.
Three straight balls now to Austin Park. And Shottle running into a bit of trouble here. Unable to find the strikes on these last 2 at-bats. Ball 4 delivered, and for the second time today, Park draws a 4-out walk, or 4-pitch walk, and the third time today he's gotten those free 90 feet.
Here comes Kirk Schreider to talk to his pitcher. Again, can get the double play at any of the bases, including home plate. No one in the Bucs bullpen warming up, so it will rely on Shottle to get out of this inning.
This is one of the most dangerous guys up to the plate. He's already delivered once with a 2-run single when the bases were loaded and nobody out in the first inning. Has 2 singles and a walk. So the Bucs just seemingly have no answer for him in these last 2 games. Shottle's hoping he can be the first to figure that out. And for Millar, he has a chance to really break this game open if he's able to get a base hit into the outfield.
A scary batter to be stepping up. His second time coming up with bases loaded. He got 2 RBIs last time.
First pitch from Shottle is a fastball low and in. Now 5 straight balls in the last 2 at-bats. That one now up high, 2-0 count. Nowhere to put Millar with the bases loaded. Schottle's going to have to find the strike zone if he wants to get out of this inning. It's a fastball in the outer corner of the plate for strike one. A great pitch from him.
And that's pretty huge to get that strike. It just makes Millar have to think now a little bit, as he was just sitting back. He wasn't going to swing after being up in the count 2-0.
2-1 low and inside once again. Now 3 balls and 1 strike. Here comes the 3-1. It's hit foul over towards the Miners dugout. So the count runs full on Canyon Millar. Pitch looked like it was going to be up high for ball 4. Schottle kind of lucky that Millar swung at that. We'll see if it benefits him in the end. Here comes the payoff pitch from him. That's laced into right field, right to Andrew Raymond. The runner will tag up from third and score. Will Godfrey stays put at second, but Canyon Millar delivers once again with an RBI sac fly into right. So the Miners now lead 5-0. Still with 2 on and 2 out and some opportunity to extend that lead. It'll be Alex Pearson, who also has a pair of singles. One was an RBI in the first, and the other was just to continue the 5th inning.
Yeah, I was going to say that the top 4 have been the toughest to get out in today's game and also the game 2 days ago, but Pearson right there with them. As you mentioned, 2 singles today, and even then popped out to Hank Smith. So has been able to get contact with the bat.
Fouled the first pitch back and out of play. Pops the next pitch up into the right side of the infield. Miles Keogh calls off Hank Smith and makes the catch, so Schottle just gives up the 1 run. And the Bucs down to their last 9 outs, heading into the 7th inning, trying to make up a 5-0 deficit. Bucs down 5-0 heading into the 7th inning, where Camden Lanphier will lead things off. Check swing he went around on for strike one. Kyle Chase still going strong out there on the mound. 6 scoreless innings.
It's been a tough day for the Bucs offensively, but got those 2 runners on at first and second to end the previous inning. Hoping that they can carry some of that into this inning as well.
Now up to 84 pitches, so there's a little bit of action going on in the Miners bullpen, but they're still hoping that he'll be able to get through the 7th inning the same way he got through the previous 6. There was a fastball on the outer part of the plate for strike 2. One-two count to the leadoff man, Lanphier. Fastball upstairs to even the count up.
Lanphier managed to get a single into left center in the 2nd inning, and then popped out to right field to end the 4th.
Two-two, a slider just misses the zone, low and outside. So the count runs full to the leadoff man. Lanphier 1 for 2 this far with a single and a pop out. Miller waiting on deck 0 for 2. Sends one down the right field line and foul. Stay alive in the count. Lanphier trying to come just the 3rd leadoff man to reach base safely as the payoff pitch is fouled off of like the chest plate of the home plate umpire.
I think he got a piece of the catcher, Declan Spooner, and then hit the umpire as well. So 2 birds with 1 stone, if you will.
So the count remains full after 2 foul balls from Camden Lanphier. Another payoff pitch is down in the zone for ball 4. Lanphier with the leadoff walk to start things in the 7th inning.
Much better to get that walk with nobody gone than as Hank Smith did in the 6th inning with 2 outs. Obviously, you'll take the walk in both situations, but now still some room to advance him and try to play a little small ball.
So now Camden Lanphier at first base, Hayden Miller up to the plate. Swings and misses at a breaking ball out of the zone for strike 1.
That came in super slow, and although Hayden Miller saw it for a very long time, it just dipped down a little too far and misses the mark to put that ball into play.
The 0-1, he lifts into right field. Babcock going back. It's going to wind up foul by just a hair. Miller almost had extra bases there.
That would have been a huge break for the Bucs had it just stayed in a little bit. Would love to blame it on the wind, however, does not look like there is any out there in the outfield.
Yeah, the flag and straightaway center is laying pretty dead, though you couldn't tell based off of the wind that you can hear on our mics. So count moves to 0-2 for Miller. Lanphier goes, swung on and missed for strike 3. Miller's going to try to get over to first, and he will. So Miller reaches safely on the drop 3rd strike, and now the home plate umpire is telling them to come back as I think they're going to rule it as a foul ball.
No, he did not get a piece of that.
And now they're telling Miller to, I'm quite confused now.
Yeah, I don't know either.
So they're going to say that because it was a wild pitch that Miller swung on and not a pitch in the dirt, I guess it's strike 3 no matter what. But Lanfear gets the stolen base to move into scoring position as Raymond takes strike one. So now the bottom third of the batting order, a combined 0 for 7. Raymond lays off of the 0-1 that drops in the dirt to even the count at a ball and a strike. Fastball just outside for ball 2. So according to a quick Google search, it says that if a batter swings and misses on a third strike, that's a wild pitch, they can become a base runner. So I'm not sure if the home plate umpire ruled something else, but
some other option. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense to me why he would be out, as you still have to get the put out one way or another. That's the whole point of the drop third strike.
2-2 is fouled back into the cage behind home plate. I'm sure we'll ask some of the players or coaches if that's the case or what they saw on that. So 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 gone in the top of the 7th. Lanfear will go. Raymond grounds it over to second base, where Diesel Toth makes the easy play, and Lanfear becomes the first Buck all game to advance to third base.
Well, it's good to go ahead and get one, but feels like the Miners have had a guy at third base all game. Guess now just have to be thankful that they even have one and with a chance to score.
And before Joe Forbes is up, we'll have another mound visit, as the Miners have a righty warming up in the bullpen. He's throwing full speed, so he's ready whenever they need them. It's now to Tyler LeBrun if he wants Kyle Chase to go the full 7 innings. So they'll keep him in there for now. Chase is up to 99 pitches. So one more and he's at 100, which is pretty unheard of in summer leagues.
Yeah, I don't know if we've seen a guy go 100.
I think we might have once, but can't say that with 100% certainty. There's definitely somebody up in the low to mid 90s. Forbes swings and misses on the strike. Chase not losing any bit of velocity. That changeup was slowed way down. So even though he's at 100 pitches, still remains dominant so far. Forbes trying to change that. He's off of that pitch that's upstairs for ball 1.
Few people upset in the Miners crowd. Not sure why, considering they've gotten most of the calls.
Another swing and miss on the breaking ball for strike 2.
Forbes went down looking his last time up. That was in the 5th inning. Also has a ground out to end the 2nd inning. Both of his outs have been to end the inning. Hopefully he can keep the inning going here.
Swings and misses. And Kyle Chase goes 7 scoreless innings. His offense has helped him with 5 runs. They'll try to build on that in the bottom half as we have reached the 7th inning stretch. Shottle back out there for the bottom of the 7th. Bucs still trailing 5-0. Their offense has come to a standstill. Shottle hoping to keep them in this game on the mound. His first offering to Will Millard is down and inside for ball 1. Millard still doesn't have a hit today, but he's delivered with an RBI sac bunt back in the 3rd. Another pitch down in the zone for ball 2. Now 3 straight balls from Shottle, who walked and hit a batter last inning. Struggled with some control issues at the beginning, but was able to get a couple of outs to just limit the damage to 1 run. Throws one right down the middle to get strike 1.
And it's easy to get that strike when you have 3 balls and you know that the batter likely isn't going to swing. Can he maintain control, however, and get another one or maybe an out?
It's a swing and miss right there to run the count full. Great pitch there. Trying to get his first strikeout of the game.
Tracy only had 1 himself, so the Miners have only struck out twice.
That one hits off of the glove of Miller, but it's caught by Leach. His throw over gets past Hank Smith. Millard will head for second. The throw from Hank Smith is not in time. And Millard is in scoring position off of the error from the Bucs, their first of the game. So almost a great play from Finn Leach results in an error that puts Millard on second base and a runner in scoring position for Declan Spooner, the catcher. First offering is outside for ball 1 to Spooner, who still does not have a hit, but he reached safely off of catcher's interference. The second one of the game committed by Joe Forbes back in the 6th inning. Lifts one into shallow center field. Dara is able to sprint in and make the catch. Miles Keogh takes the throw from him from second on a 1-hop to keep it from getting over to Shottle. Millard back in time.
Yeah, nearly was able to get the throw, kind of bounced it over to Keogh. That gets away from him, and Shottle's not paying attention. That could easily have been a steal of third as well.
That'll bring up Diesel Toth, the second baseman, who takes a strike on the fastball inside. Shottle gets a lot of his outs in play, only has 8 strikeouts. He's averaging just about 1 per inning. Doesn't have any so far. He got 3 in as many innings against the Pilots. Trying to deliver a relief appearance that can keep the Bucs within reach as they still trail 5-0. Toth lifts one high into shallow left field that Camden Lanfear comes in and makes the catch on for out number 2. Back-to-back pop-outs for Shottle. Now all of a sudden there's 2 gone.
Just needs to keep giving the Miners pitches to swing at, including this guy, Cash Millar, who was the first batter Shottle faced. Had him pop out foul to Hank Smith at first base.
He had a double back in the 4th inning. That's his only hit of the game, 1 for 3 today. But it's really been a team effort from the Miners. Everybody throughout their lineup has been delivering, especially that top 4, which Shottle would rather not face with a runner in scoring position. Runner goes on the 1-0. It's upstairs for ball 2. And Millard takes third easily. So 2 balls and no strikes to Cash Millar with Will Millard at third and 2 gone here in the bottom of the 7th. Another pitch outside. 1 ball away from walking Cash Millar on 4 pitches.
He was able to get that strike down the middle with 3 balls, just a batter ago. See if he can do it again.
Can't do it there as it's at the chest of Millar, who draws a 2-out walk to put runners at the corners and bring back Jackson Babcock up for his 5th plate appearance already today.
Really needed that out. Now you face a gauntlet of batters, starting with Babcock. Has 2 singles. He's also hit by a pitch. He's come around to score twice. His only time not reaching base was on a ground out to second.
Babcock fouls the first pitch he sees, backing out of play for strike 1. It's a big at-bat, as it seems like time is running out on the Bucs. If they give up another run here, it just makes the comeback effort even more difficult. Runner goes on the pitch. Forbes will fake the throw, but Will Millard does not bite. So an easy stolen bag for Cash Millar, his 16th of the season.
With 2 outs and how slow Millar was moving, there might have been a play, but already down 5-0. You want to just play it safe and hope that your pitcher can get the job done with 2 strikes.
That one right over to Miles Keogh, who makes the catch. So Babcock lines out to second base to end the inning and neutralize any threat that the Bucs had of going down even more. Now down to the last 6 outs, still looking for their first run of the game.
Starting pitcher, Mr. Kyle Chase.
So Kyle Chase, after throwing 7 scoreless innings, is back in the dugout, and now it'll be Connor Mundy on the mound trying to secure a Game 1 win for the Matsu Miners. First batter he faces is Miles Keogh, the leadoff man, who takes strike 1.
Just an excellent day from Kyle Chase. It's hard when in the championship series their guy has his best outing of the year. As that one moved the camera back basically a whole inch. We will try to go adjust that in between the half innings. But for right now, there will just be chain link on your screen.
The 0-2 is fouled off by Keogh, who stays alive in the at-bat. Chase with 8 strikeouts in 7 innings, only 2 walks. His best outing of the year when the Miners needed it most. Bucs hoping they can finally get some hits off of Connor Mundy as Miles Keogh watches a breaking ball dive in on him for ball 1.
You obviously have the 5 runs the Miners scored, but you even look at batters or runners left on base, 12 for the Miners compared to just 6 for the Bucs. There are obviously 3 innings of 3 up, 3 down ball.
So the count is now 2 balls and 2 strikes to Keogh, who has been very patient at the plate. Hits that one up the middle. Austin Park there, his throw is in time. Miles Keogh not able to leg out an infield single, and now 1 gone in the the top of the 8th.
Thought he might be able to maybe find a gap between second and short, right over second base, but Austin Park just make the throw a little too quickly and in time.
So that'll bring up Finn Leach, who is 0 for 3, still looking for his first hit of the game. First offering to him is up high for ball 1. That one able to find the zone on the fastball to even up the count at a ball and a strike. The Bucs have not been shut out all year long. The only time they put up 1 run was in their 1-0 win over the Matsu Miners exactly a week ago today. So now 2 balls and a strike with 1 gone to Finn Leach. Swings and puts that one into left field. It'll get down for a base hit, his first of the game, as he has himself a 1-out single. Bucs trying to put together a little momentum in the 8th.
They have only 1 out, chance to do so. Hank Smith coming up, walked his last time up, was followed by Denton with a single up the middle.
First offering to Hank Smith is a fastball that winds up outside for ball 1. The Bucs can be dangerous when they get rallies. You give them an inch, they'll take a mile. It's exactly what they're trying to do here. That one swung on and missed. Count runs even out, a ball and a strike.
They're essentially going to have to light a fire with nothing, as there has not been much that has gone well for them today. But it all starts with 1 guy just able to get on base. Right now, Finn Leach hit a single into left field, hoping they can work off that momentum.
Now Hank Smith hits one into right field. Leach will round second and head for third. He'll be in there safely, and back-to-back singles put runners at the corners with only 1 out for the Bucs.
It's already the best offensive situation the Bucs have been in. Runners at the corners, 1 gone. They have struggled, especially over the past couple weeks, to send guys home when they've been on base and in scoring position. Now Ty Denton with 2 hits today steps up.
Denton has batted cleanup for quite some time, one of the best bats in the ABL. Has struggled at the plate recently as he takes a breaking ball for strike 1. has 20 RBIs on the season and has at least one in 4 out of his last 5 games. Swings and puts that one over to shortstop. Park throws a second in time. The throw is bobbled by the the second baseman Diesel Toth, and that allows Finn Leach to come across and score, giving the Bucs their first run of the game.
Well, much needed. Obviously, the Miners get that second out, but unable to turn the double play and score a run. Obviously, it all starts with one.
The Bucs hoping that one run can just open the floodgates for them. As Ryan Dara steps in and takes ball 1, he's coming off of a pair of swinging strikeouts. Takes that one up high, now ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes.
Kyle Chase actually ended his last 3 innings, the 5th, 6th, and 7th innings, all with strikeouts, 2 of them swinging, 1 of them to Ryan Dara.
Lifts that one high into center field. Cash Millar going back on it is there to make the catch. So the Bucs are able to erase the goose egg on the scoreboard. But the problem is they only do it once and only have 3 outs to add to their total. But first they'll have to try to keep the Miners at bay with Wyatt Schottel back on the mound when we come back. Will Godfrey will lead things off in the bottom of the 8th. Schottel out there for his 2nd inning of work. Finds the outer part of the plate on his fastball for strike 1. The 0-1 is fouled back and out of play for strike 2. Schottel just 1 strike away from getting his first punch out.
Right now, Ty Baker up in the Bucs bullpen, getting warm. Likely see him in the 9th inning if it comes to that.
Schottel gets him looking for strike 3 right down the middle. His first of the game and the first out of the bottom of the 8th.
Only the Miners' 2nd strikeout today. Tracy had 1. Both of them have come against Will Godfrey.
So that'll bring up Austin Park, who doesn't have a hit but has 3 walks, 2 of which he came around to score on. Swings at the first pitch he sees into left field, but right to Camden Lanphier. So 2 very efficient outs to start this bottom of the 8th. That'll bring up Canyon Millar. Has 2 singles, a walk, and even when he flew out to right field, it still came in to score a run. Sends the first pitch he sees down the right field line and foul.
He certainly squared on the pitch, and if he wasn't a little too early, not sure how far that ball would have gone.
That pitch upstairs for ball 1. Millar is responsible for 3 of the 5 runs that have come across to score, and is basically the reason the Miners are in front as much as they are. Fastball down and away. Hitters count to Canyon Millar with 2 gone. Next offering up high, ball 3. Schottel trying to get his first clean inning of today, but it'll come with a very tough at-bat. Outside for ball 4. Millar reaches base safely for the 4th time today with a 2-out walk. Now it'll be Alex Pearson up to the plate. He's also had a pretty successful day, 2 for 4 with a pair of singles as the fastball from Schottel finds the zone.
Yeah, and I get not wanting to give anything up the middle to Millar, who has been lethal against the Bucs the past couple of days, but Schottel needs to keep attacking the strike zone. He got 2 very quick outs, one on a strikeout and then the other a first pitch line out to left field, and has since sort of missed the zone a little bit trying to get the 3rd out.
Yeah, I can only imagine what went through his head when he saw how far that foul ball went by Millar, and that may have changed his approach a bit for that at-bat, but for Pearson, he can attack him with that lefty-on-lefty matchup, though he misses once again. Now 2 balls and a strike. Two-one count. Finds it in the right center. That'll get down. Canyon Millar holds up at second base. Starr gets it in quickly. And now a couple of base runners on for the Miners. They're not done just yet. That'll bring up Will Millard, who started off the 7th inning with a single and made his way all the way around to third base before getting stranded there. Millard also has a RBI sac bunt way back in the 2nd inning. First offering to him is a fastball down in the dirt. Now ahead in the count with a ball and no strikes. That one is popped way high into foul territory behind home plate, but will wind up out of play. Forbes has no chance on it as count moves even at a ball and a strike.
That would have been a very nice play to get out of the inning unscathed. Get strike 1, but has to keep delivering to Millard, who, like you said, has found a number of ways to get on base.
1-1 up high for ball 2. Millard not even thinking about swinging that for a second. So runners remain at first and second with 2 gone. Schottel delivers ball 3 up high, in danger of loading the bases for the second time in this outing. Here comes the 3-1, up high for ball 4. Millard draws a walk, and that loads the bases for Declan Spooner and causes Joe Forbes to come out for a mound visit.
Feels like the bases have been loaded this entire game. It does bring up Spooner, who has been the weakest bat today. His only time reaching first base was on catcher's interference in the 5th inning. Other than that, has 3 pop outs to left field, or to the outfield. 1 of them to left field, 2 of them to center.
Schottel trying to keep this a 4-run ball game to see what his teammates can do in the top of the 9th. But before we get there, he needs to get 1 more out. Another pitch delivered up high for ball 1. That one swung on and missed. First time in a while that he's been able to get one of those.
Tipped right back into the glove of Forbes, able to hold on.
It's now a ball and a strike to Spooner. Fouls one into the chain link fence behind home plate. Schottel just 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Called strike 3 on the inside part of the plate. Spooner can't believe it, but Schottel gets out of a jam once again. And now game 1 of the ABL championship comes down to the 9th inning with the Bucs down to their last 3 outs. We'll see what they can do. As looking ahead, they'll have their 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up when we come back. Camden Landfair will lead things off in the top of the 9th. The Bucs trail 5-1, trying to avoid going down 1-0 in the ABL championship. Mundy back on the mound, delivers strike 1 on the inner part of the plate.
The Bucs have put up more runs in an inning in the past, though will come against a very tough pitcher in Connor Mundy. He was only in his 2nd inning, still a very fresh arm, and feeling good, feeling very confident when your team is up 4 runs that even if you give up a massive home run right here to Lanphier, it's still only 5-2.
Sure, Lanphier wouldn't mind that, as doesn't have a homer yet this season. You never know what type of confidence that could instill, but takes strike 2 on a slider that just barely clipped the outer part of the plate. Sends that one high and deep in right field. Jackson Babcock going back on it and is able to make the catch, trailing into foul territory. So 1 gone now. It'll be Hayden Miller, who is 0 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Breaking ball from Mundy drops below the zone and in the dirt for ball 1. This is the part of the batting order that the Bucs were hoping they would not have to face in the top of the 9th, as they are combined 0 for 9. Now an even count, a ball and a strike with 1 out.
Yeah, if they want to win this championship series, they'll need contributions from every guy. It's sort of what's been so great about the Bucs, has been their ability to rally, and that it could really start with anyone. They often put up multi-run innings when it comes to their comebacks. Haven't really been able to get anything going apart from a walk and a single all game.
They'll need at least 4 here today, as that one is fouled back. It almost hits us again.
Assuming a great catch was made by a fan.
I can only assume. I can't believe that there's space there. I thought we were completely over them. But I guess there's enough for the ball to drop through behind us.
I think it went out and towards the right.
Oh, I think you might be
to
right.
That bleacher area.
1-2 is outside. Miller able to lay off of that pitch. Two-two count from Connor Mundy to Hayden Miller, as he pops one up very high into foul territory. Declan Spooner trying to make the catch, but it winds up out of play. That one was right on top of us. We could hear that. So Miller just barely able to stay alive in the count. If the Bucs want to continue in this game, they need at least 4 runs, with only 2 outs to work with. That one lined into left field. That'll get down and past Will Godfrey. Miller rounds first and will head for second. And he's in there with a 1-out double. Try to give the Bucs some life.
That was hit in pretty much the only spot it could be on that left side. Just misses the glove of the third baseman, Will Godfrey. Lands a couple inches inside the foul line. Luckily, an umpire right there to make the call.
And that's the first extra base hit of the game for the Bucs. It comes almost at the end. It'll be Drew Raymond. We have a pinch runner. Looks like AJ Garcia out there. Fastball in the inner part of the plate. Raymond thought it was too far in and leaned away from it.
If we see the bottom of the 9th inning, then likely that Garcia moves back to the outfield and Lanphier comes in.
So perks of having so many versatile players, they can play almost anywhere. Raymond swings and misses at that one for strike 2. Oh, 2 count to Raymond with a runner on second and 1 gone. Bucs need a big rally to try to come back in game 1 of the ABL Championship, and they're down to their final out as Raymond goes down swinging for out number 2. see Andrew Sheffield pinch hit for Joe Forbes as the final hope for the Bucs in game 1. Monday will step off the mound and take a quick timeout. Now stepping back in, as does Sheffield. Delivers a slider down and away for ball 1. Sheffield batting .217 on the year, has 2 homers. Went 3 for 5 on July 24th against the Glacier Pilots, but has 1 hit in his last 3 games since. There's another pitch, misses the zone, a 2-0 count to him. That pitch right down the middle, and Sheffield takes it for strike 1.
Hard for Sheffield coming in the last out against Mundy, who's been hot, and he's coming off the bench cold and is asked to deliver in the biggest moment of the game.
Able to get out of the way of that pitch that rides inside for ball 3. So now a 3-1 count to the pinch hitter. And he takes strike 2. Miners just 1 out away from securing game 1. Full count with 2 outs. Sheffield down to his last strike, as are the Bucs. Payoff pitch is chopped over to third base. It's fielded by Guthrie. His throw across the diamond is unable to be picked out by Canyon Millar. Garcia will come around to score. Sheffield reaches safely, and the Bucs stay alive by the skin of their teeth.
Man, it really does not get closer than that. He's able to dig that out in time. It's an easy third out.
So it now turns into a save opportunity for Connor Mundy. And it brings the top of the lineup back up for Miles Keogh, who was just 1 for 4 today. Lays off of a breaking ball inside for ball 1.
The Bucs don't have anyone in the bullpen. Obviously, we saw Ty Baker start to warm up a little bit, but I don't think he got through the entire warm-up, so it'll likely be Wyatt Schottel out there in the bottom of the 9th if it comes to that.
Count now even at a ball and a strike to Keogh. Sends one into right field. Babcock going back on it. He makes the catch. And the Miners take game 1 with a 5-2 victory, where their defense and their pitching put on a show.
They certainly did. The Bucs really didn't have any answers up until the 8th inning, where they were finally able to get one, but at that point it was just too late. Certainly a tough loss. Luckily, a 3-game series, so they will be able to come back tomorrow. Very fresh, brand new day. Hopefully they can get this one, shake it off, and come back better tomorrow.
So game 2 tomorrow will also be at 4 p.m. Same time, same place. Bucs hoping for a different result. We'll see you tomorrow.